Hi folks, it's Mrs. Harris, and today we're going to be discussing writing a paragraph. We are not going to be talking about how to cook the perfect burger, although that does look delicious. But this is rather, in fact, detailed step-by-step instructions on how to go about writing a great paragraph that's engaging for your reader. The importance of producing an excellent paragraph, you're learning to write an intelligent and well-organized paragraph. And that's really the backbone of your written work. You will be writing paragraphs for short stories, essays, research papers, and even when you find yourself working within your classes and you're required to produce some sort of short written answer to a question. Good paragraph construction is vital to achieving good grades. Paragraph is defined as a collection of related sentences dealing with a single topic. I think that's key, is that you're containing yourself to a single topic in your paragraph. There are 5 components of the paragraph that are clear components, and the first is that you have one main idea, like we said, a single topic. You're discussing, it could be, let's say you're writing a paragraph on the best way to get out of your house in an emergency. October is Fire Safety Awareness Month, so that would be maybe an appropriate topic to throw out there as an example. So your next component is that you have a topic sentence. If you were, a topic sentence is going to be clear enough that the reader understands what you're going to be discussing in the paragraph, but broad enough that you can expand upon it in detail in the sentences that follow your topic sentence. When you're writing a paragraph, because you're secondary students, you really want to have a minimum of 5 to 7 detailed sentences supporting that topic sentence. 3 sentences, that's too little. You're doing that in elementary school and maybe even in middle school. Now you're old enough that you can certainly expand upon your writing and come up with 5 to 7 detailed sentences that are elaborating on that main topic sentence. Next, you need a closing sentence. This is kind of your wrap it up thought to your the rest of your written work in your paragraph. You're kind of reiterating your initial thought that you stated in your topic sentence, and you're kind of closing up and wrapping up the details that you've added into your paragraph. Finally, when you complete your paragraph, you want to make sure that you've indented at the beginning with your topic sentence. You want to do a spell check. You want to use that feature in your Word document. You go up to Tools and you hit spell check, and that will check your spelling and your grammar. You want to check for proper punctuation. You want to make sure that you have your periods at the end of sentences where it's appropriate. Make sure you don't have sentences separated by commas, and you also want to make sure that all of your sentences are capitalized. The first letter of your sentence is capitalized. Any proper nouns are capitalized, etc. So here we have an example. It's called the Paragraph Hamburger Writing Organizer. I can give this to you in a little bit larger detail. So the basis of this is, and this is why I had the pictures of the hamburger on the title page of the lesson, is that when you consider your paragraph, you think about it that the opening sentence or the topic sentence is like the top bun of your hamburger. It's basically, when you imagine yourself taking a bite of your hamburger, it's the first thing that your teeth and your mouth are going to come in contact with, okay? That's going to help you decide whether this is something good or something not so great that you're delving into. Okay, so your topic sentence, like we said, is broad enough that you can expand upon and add in further detail, but concise enough that your reader is clear on what you're going to be discussing in your paragraph. Then if you're looking at the graphic organizer here, we've got some tomato slices for details, we've got a lettuce leaf, and then we have, let's imagine this as our burger patty. Okay, these are the details, the meat and potatoes of your sandwich, of your paragraph. Okay, these are the extras, okay, that's going to engage your reader and tell them a little bit more about what you're trying to discuss and impart to them. And then finally, the bottom bun is your concluding sentence, and that's where you're wrapping up, you're putting like a closing cap on your paragraph, if you will, and kind of reiterating your initial topic sentence and then drawing that paragraph to a close so that your reader is clear that that line of thought has ended. Oh, bear with me for a second here. So now we're going to look at an example of a bad paragraph. It reads, "I love Halloween. Apples are the most delicious fruit. Some movies can be really scary. The leaves are falling off of the trees at this time of year. Hopefully I get lots of candy trick-or-treating." So clearly, everything in this paragraph is kind of, centered around, the fall season, fall festivities, etc. However, if you go through your checklist, does the paragraph have just one main idea? Yes, I guess you could say that it's talking about fall activities. Is there a topic sentence? Yes, there is. I love Halloween. That could be considered a topic sentence. Is a topic sentence supported? Meaning, do the following detailed sentences expand upon the holiday of Halloween and things that encompass that? No. The detailed sentences are all over the place. Are the sentences arranged in a logical order? No, not really. There's really no rhyme or reason as to, any of those detailed sentences. They're kind of just random thoughts that are thrown in the paragraph. Are linking or transition words used? No, they are not. Remember, transition words could be first, second, third, could be finally, additionally, in conclusion, etc., things like that. Now let's look at an example of a good paragraph. I love Halloween. One thing I enjoy is dressing up in a costume. Halloween can be scary, spooky, and funny all at the same time. Trick-or-treating and getting candy is also really fun. Most of all, I like to carve pumpkins with my family. Carving a jack-o'-lantern to put out with a glowing candle adds to the special night. This is a holiday that offers fun for everyone. Now let's go through our checklist again. Does the paragraph have just one main idea? Yes, it's discussing everything about Halloween. Is there a topic sentence? Yes, we agreed previously that I love Halloween is an appropriate topic sentence. Is the topic sentence supported? Yes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 detailed sentences all discussing aspects of Halloween to support the topic sentence. Are they arranged in a logical order? Yes, we're talking about dressing up, how it can be scary and spooky, and then trick-or-treating, and then we want to go into talking about pumpkins and carving jack-o'-lanterns and displaying them. Are linking or transition words used? Yes, most of all, that it could be considered a transition phrase. So now let's check to see if you got the concept of what your paragraph should look like. How many topics should be discussed in your paragraph? 1 topic per paragraph, kids, okay? How many detailed sentences should support each paragraph? Do we remember? You should have between 5 and 7 detailed sentences to support your main topic sentence. What do you need to insert and check for at the end of your paragraph? How are we closing out our paragraph? You need to have a closing sentence to wrap up your paragraph. You then also need to go back and check for proper spelling, grammar, punctuation, and mechanics. Mechanics meaning, are all your sentences complete sentences? You didn't leave any incomplete thoughts out there or sentences that didn't make sense. So that in conclusion wraps up our little discussion here about paragraph construction. If you have any questions, I'm happy to meet with you in the virtual office, or you can email me or message me through your learning management system. And if you need any support in, when you're in the writing process, please come in. That's what I'm here for. And I'm happy to go through an editing process with you if you would like support before you actually submit for grading. And then please, when you do submit, an assignment that it contains paragraphs or perhaps an essay or even a short answer, if I send you a message telling you that I've created a small video, or I send you a document with feedback in it, and then offer you the opportunity to resubmit, please go over that and consider resubmitting. I'm telling you that because I believe that you're more than capable of potentially improving your grade, and with not a ton of effort, or a huge taxation on your time, it would be worth your while to do so. Okay, so thanks for joining me for how to create a great paragraph.